Shut up and sit down.
I saw this one for Got7 where they were fighting over a chicken wing. Like somebody ate like Jackson's chicken and he like got furious about it.
I mean, I'd be pissed if somebody ate my fucking chicken.
Welcome back to another episode of the Bias Effect podcast. It's your host, QJ.
It's your other host, Nikki.
I will be referred to as QJ-chan today.
Oh, okay. Call me Nikki-san, I guess.
Actually, you can refer to me as senpai.
I guess it would be that for me to you, right?
Yeah, we would have went to school in different grades, so... Yeah.
So you would be my senpai?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember, what's the word for the... We learned it not that long ago.
Oh.
Whatever the junior word is.
Yes. Senpai kohai, so I'm your kohai.
Kohai, yeah.
I'm your kohai.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I mean, if you can't tell, based off that, what we're talking about this week.
We can't help you. Tune in next time. No, but we're doing our first anime spinoff. Let's go. I'm excited. So, basically, I would say confidently, anime was the gateway to K-pop for us.
Yeah, I think we talked about it in an early episode anyway, where like basically that's how we found the Felix reel, was just through like a series of algorithm whatevers from anime
Thirst traps.
guys. Yeah, anime thirst traps up to somehow K-pop.
Felix just got in the mix. They're like, ooh, you like a guy that doesn't look real. Felix. Felix is like other godly characters. Let's mix them in there. And then so basically it kind of blows my mind to think back to that time though, because we weren't sending we would send reels, I don't know, like maybe once or twice a week, maybe at most.
True.
And it would just be like some random anime, like, oh yeah, I was like troll sending you like Gojo saying
Yeah, his English
dub of what is it though, now I can't remember it. I could see it visually.
It's like, you scared, you mad.
Oh yeah, you mad,
something
bro.
like that. But yeah, you would send me that all the time because I hate the way it sounds.
Yeah, oh, okay, that is actually a topic of discussion to have. The anime dubs versus English dubs.
Subs first, dubs.
Subs versus dubs. Listening to an English person trying to do anime really bothers me.
Yeah, it just doesn't fit for me. It just doesn't match up. It doesn't seem like it matches.
Which is like funny to me because like it's not about like the performer's ability, because I could see that they're good voice actors, but it's just like trying to do anime style in English just doesn't come off right. So I'm sure maybe Japanese people feel the same way about the Japanese voice actors. They're just like, well, these guys are super extra, but works to me.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to find that. What is it?
No, I feel like that was so long ago. I
know.
Totally forgot about that.
You crying?
Oh, that's it. Yeah. You crying? It's so horrible. Crying?
But yeah, so like back in the day, we would send like maybe 1 to 2 reels a week of like just random clips, and I always used to troll you with Gojo being like, you crying in the English sub, and it's just like so cringe. And you would just be like, I can't deal with this anymore. And then you would not talk to me for 2 days. No. But now that we've unlocked this K-pop gate, it is like 20 reels a day minimum between us now.
Yeah, I think a day doesn't go by without like 5 to 10
at
minimum.
least.
That's like a slow day, but usually it's like 30.
Exactly. Yeah, so like we're talking the ramp up, but still, it all started with anime, and that's why we're here today, because we gotta respect where our origins came from.
I think we even mentioned it once when we were like, I think it may be in our terms episode when we were talking about bias and stuff like that, how like we've always like had that like mentality, but we just like you didn't call it that, like you don't call it your anime bias, but like it's the same concept.
That's true. We never had a term for it, back then. But yeah, it's the same type of culture where you're just like, I love this character, and you're like, I will die for them. And actually, I think I'm visually behind you. I could see one of your biases.
Who we also definitely mentioned already
Levi.
in that
Mm-hmm.
episode. Yeah.
Sir Levi from Attack on
This is
Titan.
where we share biases, is in the anime space.
That's true. That is true. In that, well, I think we do remember. I did bias on someone else in that show, Attack on Titan, like Jean. Remember, I really was drawn to Jean.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, Levi is definitely. I mean,
Don't be crazy.
Short King energy. I'm into Short Kings. I've got a Short King in my life, so like, absolutely, I'm here for Levi. Okay. I know we're just getting right into it, but like,
I don't know.
there is a thing. There is like I know it's like drawings or whatever, but there is definitely like a specific type that I think you're into, and I don't know about me, but maybe. But like, there's always the sulky, like emo style character that I feel like is definitely where you always go to usually.
Yeah, I definitely choose like emo people. I feel like I leaned a lot towards like senseis also. Well, just saying.
The teacher, the leader vibe in the anime
The leader
world.
vibe. Yeah. But yeah, definitely outside of that, it's definitely like more of the emo guy, like your Sasuke.
Your Gyus, your Levi's, any of those. I guess we should say a little trigger warning that there might be some spoilers that might come out. Maybe.
Probably. But we're not really talking about anything that's like currently airing.
True.
Anything that we will talk about is probably stuff that's already like been out for a bit.
Fair. True.
But yeah, there might be a couple spoilers. If you feel like you're gonna say something incredibly spoilery, we'll put another little pin for people listening.
But just say it's gonna be free flow and we're just gonna say stuff, so it might just come out because
Watch yourself.
that's how it be. So, but yeah, so overall, anime, I think anyone that kind of grew up in our generation kind of probably, either if they realize it or not, was into anime, because Pokemon when we were kids was huge, Digimon huge, Sailor Moon huge. I was also, I don't know if Card Captors was as huge, but it was big for me, super influential for me as a kid. So Dragon Ball Z too, Yu-Gi-Oh, like anyone you talk to probably watched one of those at least in passing. So yeah, Pokemon huge. I loved Pokemon. I loved Digimon. Personally, I love Digimon. Pokemon. Yeah. That shit was heavy, bro.
Yeah, I feel like the story was a little more crazy.
There's like a whole episode where Matt, I think his name, or the English name, Matt, was like, I was gonna kill myself at like 10. And you're like, Jesus, bro.
Whoa.
Like, there's like, my Digimon saved my life, or whatever. Anyway, I was like, this guy is talking about real shit. So I think that's where we all kind of started. I was really into Digimon, Pokemon, Card Captors. I was obsessed with. I even have a Card Captors tattoo.
Sailor Moon was a big one for me, for sure.
For sure, I love Sailor Moon too.
Yeah,
still do.
Yeah, for sure.
Were those the first ones you like watched? But I feel like you were more into anime.
Yeah, it's like, so like those are animes, but like the way that they dubbed them or whatever for English TV is like, you almost don't really feel like it's anime. Like it almost feels like just like regular cartoon sometimes.
Yeah.
Unless you've gone back and watched, like I went back and watched like Sailor Moon in Japanese, and like it's definitely a totally different vibe.
Totally different. Like they very much whitewashed it. Like there is especially with Sailor Moon is specifically, there are like themes of like gender non-conforming characters, which like they did not. America was like, no, we're not doing that.
We're not showing this to our children.
Yeah, like, because there's the Sailor, Uranus, and Neptune characters, which are in the show are like
roommates.
Yeah, but and in the Japanese one, they're I think called cousins, but they clearly have like a love interest. So
yeah. I think even earlier though, isn't there like in the first season, one of the bad guys in the English one was like a guy, but in the Japanese one, I think it was like a woman, or vice versa. There was something like that like early on, like first or second season with that evil lady.
Queen Beryl?
Yeah, one of her like little guys was their gender was like switched in the English one.
Yeah, and that's what the most interesting, like, so yeah, I agree with you in the sense of like the Americanized version just felt like more of a generic,
Yeah.
but then the anime one, because I did the same thing. I went back and watched the Japanese Card Captors and Sailor Moon, and was like, oh my god, the Sailor Moon especially, like you said, there's a lot of gender nonconforming, which I loved. Like Sailor Uranus and Neptune, like they're not supposed to have genders. They're supposed to just be like, I think even like I also read the mangas for all of these as well. So I think specifically in the manga for Sailor Moon, they describe Sailor Uranus as the strength of a man but the grace of a woman or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like they're like just both. They're supposed to be. And also Card Captors has a lot of problematic shit that they cut out. But yeah, there's that aspect in manga and anime where you're like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, I guess all that to say, like, they didn't necessarily feel like anime at the time. Like I don't really ever think of that as like the first anime that I watched or the first manga that I read.
Yeah.
For me, it was Naruto.
Of course it was Naruto.
I got into it I got into it because of a guy. But I mean, I was committed because I fucking read 1,000 chapters of Naruto and watched hundreds and hundreds of episodes. But it's a great story.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was what, in high school for you?
College.
College. Okay. So you got into like full on anime in college, basically.
Yeah, like I did the dabbling stuff in high school with like, you know, whatever, Sailor Moon and all that. But yeah, like actually like watching like subtitled anime and like reading manga was college.
Yeah, I find that such an interesting shift because I would agree. Yeah, like everyone's like at least seen it, but then making that step to your first true anime is like such a like step. So I don't know. Honestly think is when I met you in college when I kind of really started dabbling into it. But I think a lot of people suggested to me. I don't think you would have suggested Naruto to me at first because you're like, that is way too much for someone to get into. Like,
I wouldn't suggest Naruto to anybody.
Well, I understand I basically just told you to give me the notes of Naruto, and I'm like, okay, I understand the basic concepts of Naruto. But I think, I don't know if someone told me about Attack on Titan. It might have been our friend.
Yeah. That's why I watched it. Because of our friend.
Yeah. So I probably watched the first 2 seasons of Attack on Titan, and then I kind of got out of it, and then I think you suggested Demon Slayer to me, probably. And I feel like Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen were the first 2 I kind of like watched at the same time, I feel like. So I got into anime later, for sure, and then I was like hooked, and then once I started to get into it, then you were like, okay, now you have to watch all of these.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Now that you say that, I do remember like the big lists and stuff. Yeah, it was a little bit later. But I feel like it's kind of like that because even when I was watching and reading Naruto, I wasn't doing anything else. I was just like, I'm just doing this. And then I kind of fell off of that for a bit too. And I wasn't really like talking to that guy anymore. But I was like, I wonder how that story ended. So like I picked it back up again and finished it. And then it wasn't really, I think it was the same friend that you're talking about, suggested Full Metal Alchemist to me, Brotherhood. So then I watched that one, and from that point is when I started really like watching like other crazy. Like I watched Death Note after around that same time. Probably started Attack on Titan around the same time. And like that, and then from there I kind of like started to find my own way and stopped taking the suggestions and started watching, you know, my sports and my girly ones.
Oh yeah, because Fruits Basket, which you told me about.
Oh, that's actually I've literally been lying to you this whole time. I watched Fruits Baskets in college with our friend. I watched that way earlier.
Right.
It was like obsessed with that show, and I was like, whatever. Like, let me just see. But like literally first episode, I was like, this show is first of all hilarious. Second of all, so cute. And then by the end of it, you're like,
crushed, absolutely devastated.
But you got the full experience with Fruits Basket because you watched the remake, I think, with the 2 seasons. Back in the day, we only had 1 season, girl.
And you had some rough designs too.
At the time, I did not think that, but now when the remake came out, I was like, yo, their heads look weird.
Yeah, you were simping for some rough, like, looking.
It was hard out here.
Well, I know, and I remember because again, it took me a bit, because you would always try to be like, check out this anime. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll get to it. And it took me a long, ever since the beginning, you were always pushing for his back. You're like,
It worked for me. It got me hooked, so.
and then I was like, so I think I watched Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, I was watching Attack on Titan, and then you also suggested some smaller ones for me, like Yuri on Ice.
Oh, girl. Yuri on Ice is its own conversation.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So there's the BL section of anime, which
Yeah.
is kind of its own thing, which we got into as well. But Attack on Titan was also interesting for me because it was such a shitty release schedule. Like, it was like just so garbage how they would release it. So I started watching the first 2 seasons. I was intrigued by it, but it would just take forever.
It would like stop for like 4 years or something, and then it comes back and you're like, I literally don't even know who these people are. And then whatever the last season was like in 5 parts.
And it was yeah. That joke was always like part 2,
like season 4 part 1 episodes 3 to 6.
Yeah.
Season 4 part 3. Like,
so
okay.
I watched the first 2 seasons and then I stopped, and then I was like, I'm waiting till it's done to fully go through it all. And which like was not that long ago.
Yeah, like that just happened.
That just happened. So I binged all of that, and it was so
Attack on Titan's heartbreaking. The ending disappointing for sure. But the journey,
yeah, that's what it was hard, because it was such a good, and I liked the concept of it. Like, I really thought it was interesting, and I like when a story plays on a protagonist not necessarily being a protagonist. Like, it makes that switch. But any motherfucker out there that thinks Eren is a fucking bias,
like you said, as a main protagonist or whatever, he's got an interesting like concept. He's not necessarily a good guy. I just feel like the ending.
Yeah, so potential spoilers.
I don't want to get it. I don't want to go too far into it, but like the ending is not what I wanted.
Yeah, potential spoilers here if you for Attack on Titan, but I will never get over her kissing a fucking the severed head of Eren.
Yeah, severed head.
Was so fucking stupid. That was so dumb. And some people really stan what was her name? Mikasa. Again, she was a cool.
I thought she was fine.
Yeah, she was a cool character, and I liked how strong she was. Like, she was like the best one. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But the fact that her whole motivation basically was just because she loved Eren, and I was like,
yeah,
ew.
She didn't have a lot of like dimension.
I know, so she was disappointing to me in that capacity. I was like, she could have been a really cool character, but
yeah. For me, it was like a lot of people like the show is dystopian. There's not a lot of hope, and I know that, and I respect that, and I would have been fine if the ending ended that way with no hope and bad things happening. But no, I didn't like it. The fact that Eren was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna wipe out the population. I was like, you learned nothing this whole time. Like, I get that some version of this would have happened no matter what. You didn't have to choose that though.
Yeah.
So everything I chose, it didn't work out. Okay, so don't choose that. It's not gonna work out anyway. Don't choose that.
Yeah, like, again, like you said, like, I understand the concept, and I understand why he chose that path, that story.
No, it didn't work for me, and I was like, ugh, this sucks.
Yeah, and I hated Eren. I freaking hated him. He was so annoying from the beginning, too. He was like, blah, 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 and he was the fucking okay, but then there's the whole time travel stuff with the...
Oh, yeah.
So, because I was gonna say, like, he was really annoying from the beginning, like, basically, like, he could get people hurt or killed because he was just a fucking idiot, but, like...
You find out that, like, yeah, he's, like, been in control of it. He knew, like, at the time, even that who he was and what he was doing. Like, yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah, that part kind of
like, he killed his own mom or whatever. Like,
yeah, because he knew that he had to do that to motivate himself to do what he wanted. I was like, this is getting too much. Like, again, that's where it was too much to me. I'm like, this fucking... So that kind of goes back to your point. It was like, did you need to do that?
Like, no matter what, you knew something bad, the outcome was going to be bad. You didn't have to do that.
Yeah. And there was this whole build.
You could have tried Armin's plan of
Yeah.
negotiating or whatever, because he said he didn't want to do that because eventually that would fall through. It's like, yeah, eventually.
Yeah, well, then that's the whole epilogue, too, of the whole series, too, is they showed that it eventually did happen. That basically they showed, like, oh, there was 200 years of peace or whatever, but then mankind, like it always does, goes to war again.
Yeah.
That was the basic concept of the whole show, which, again, it's a good combo to have and all. Anyway, I was just... We don't need to talk about Attack on Titan anymore, but that's... A lot of people love that.
It was weird.
Series. A lot of people love it, and there was a lot of good moments, and it was, yeah, like you said, very heartbreaking seeing some of the shit. And again, it talks about war, like the effects of war on people, blah, 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 but it was just like, I did not pay off for me, so.
Yeah. Bias from Attack on Titan is obviously Levi.
Yeah, Levi
Maybe
was...
John,
Gene, yeah, I don't know why. I was always drawn to him. I was like, okay. But, oh yeah, he lives, too. He makes it through.
Yeah. And just to circle back for Fruit Basket bias.
Oh, God. Oh, that's a hard one. Honestly.
No, not for me.
Well, not for you. Yeah, you're Mr. Snake Guy, right?
Ayami.
God.
Even though sometimes there's like problematic stuff in the space, and he can be a little problematic. I still love him though. He's gorgeous and he's really funny.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's a good character.
He's not the most problematic, I'll say that.
Can you imagine that was my bias? Shishuke or whatever his name was.
Sugar Ray.
Gojo voice actor character.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not against him. He is problematic, but like he's funny too.
Yeah, we like disagree about him because I was like, he's not as bad as I thought. You were making him out to be like, you're like, he's a piece of shit. I was like, okay.
I mean, he is.
But I like
he manipulates he manipulates high school students to get his way. He slept with Akito's mom. The person who he's quote unquote in love with, trying to win over this whole time, he fucked her mom and told her about it to make her pissed off. And then was like, I love you. I'm going to be with you forever. You fucked my mom, dude. What are you talking about? What are we even talking about here?
But he was like, might have manipulated them, but he manipulated them.
I mean, he had like a goal in mind to like free them from the curse or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, he wanted to free Akito from the curse. I don't think he really cared about the rest of them. Either way, I get why he did it, but he was a piece of shit. Like, I feel like you really liked Hattori, dragon guy.
Yeah, that's where my brain went first. So I guess that's kind of a good sign that that's probably your bias. Yuki, well, okay. I mean, he's great. He's nice. And then Kyo too. I was like, it's too obvious. I can't bias now. Shigure was this.
Yeah.
Kagura. Oh yeah, poor Kagura. She was the one that suffered the most in that, I find. Well, not the most. That's. There's a lot of suffering. There's a lot of suffering. I think that's the biggest surprise when you were like, you gotta watch this. It's funny. It's cute. And then I watch it. I'm like, what the fuck did you do to me? This is like absolutely devastating. A lot of this. I was like, the hell?
I mean, it is really funny too, though.
But there's absolute devastation in it too. It's like Kyo's like this freak. No one loves him. And then Toru's like, I love you. And he like fucking freaks out. And she almost dies like 3 times in the show. I'm like... I don't understand what's happening. Oh yeah, Momoji too. He was a weirdo.
Yeah. The first season, it didn't really have that. Obviously, the second part of it where Momiji is like more obviously in love with Toru and like pretty kind of angry at the end. So like the first time I watched it, the first series, I was like, oh, he's cute, like funny little guy. And then the second time I was like, oh,
yeah,
man, he kind of sucks.
Oh yeah, they have that interesting like kind of transish character too, the monkey.
Oh yeah, the monkey guy.
Yeah, so
Ritsu. Oh, Rin is the horse, I think.
Yeah, she was pretty cool too. Yeah, okay, I would probably if we're gonna like wrap it up, yeah, I think you're probably right. I think Hattori was probably my bias in that. I would say.
The first time I watched it, I thought Yuki was kind of boring, but in the remake, I thought Yuki was like one of the best characters. His arc with the girl, I was just like, I am here for this. I love him. I'm obsessed with him being president with his little gang and his like little
Oh yeah.
BFF guy. I was like, I love this. I loved him so much in the remake. The remake made him so much more likable.
Yeah, I liked his character, and I think I liked how he, because typically in animes or like any kind of drama or whatever, the protagonist is always going to be the love interest, right?
Yeah.
So they were really pushing that at first, but then I kind of love that he came to his own conclusion that he was kind of in love with her, but more like a sister or like a mother. I think it was the mother.
Like a mother thing. Yeah.
I was like, oh, that is pretty cool. And then it goes to Kyo, which is
Anyway, everyone should watch Fruits Basket.
truly. It was surprising, let's put it that way. I was not expecting that overall vibe for that show. I was like, okay.
I kind of would tell people, like, if I ever recommend it to people and they were like, oh yeah, I've heard of that one, or like I've seen whatever, and I'm like, it's better than what you're thinking it is.
Totally.
There's more to the story than just like a couple of people that turn into animals when you hug them or whatever. It's not just like fun and games.
It's not just fun and games.
It's serious.
It's serious business. Also written by a woman.
Yeah, true. We talked about Demon Slayer also and JJK, like briefly. Biases?
Ooh, Demon Slayer. Oh, well. We know mine.
What's that?
We know mine.
For Demon Slayer?
Yeah. Rengoku, my man. He was my first one that I fell in love with. My first anime love. Why? What's your face for?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Rengoku? What are you talking about?
Oh, Rengoku. I heard Goku, and I was like, I don't know who that is.
Goku
Ball
from Dragon
what,
Ball Z?
what are we talking? Rengoku. Yes, right. Yeah, true.
My bias is right. I was immediately drawn to him, and then you were like, because you.
I was like,
yeah, it's like that meme where you're like, I'm gonna have my friend watch my favorite anime or whatever, and then they're talking about their favorite character, and you're like, shit.
I saw a clip too of like a little kid watching Demon Slayer, and it was that Rengoku fight with whatever his name is, and the kid was like, obviously Rengoku's gonna win, he can't lose this, and the dad was just like, yeah, he's definitely gonna win. And then it cuts to the kid at the end, and he's just like crying, and he's like, why wouldn't you tell me?
I think that's, because I feel like Demon Slayer I watched first. Well, I can't remember the release timings, but JJK and Demon Slayer were kind of similar era anyway, but I remember watching, and Demon Slayer was like, I was like, oh, this is what anime is. They rip your absolute heart out.
Yeah.
And they're not afraid to kill characters. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And but now you kind of know. Any positive character will die. Basically.
It's for character development.
Truly, I know that's a huge marker moment for Tenjiro of Rengoku's death, which, every time I watch that scene and he sees his mother, I absolutely cannot. Okay, so then that anime, though, for sure made me want to read manga, because you were like, you told me, you're like, I can't wait, I need to read the mangas all the time, and I didn't really get it till that. And then I asked you, I said, do you find it, like, ruins the anime? You said no, and I agree with you, because the anime does totally, like, kind of interpret it. It's usually the story is the same, but seeing the panels come to life is, like, its own kind of joy, truly.
Yeah. I find a lot with mangas that have a lot of big, like, fight scenes and stuff, I tend to, like, scroll through quicker, so I kind of miss a lot of things, and then when I actually see it, I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that happened. Like, I still get like surprised by things, so I was like, I did not even remember that, or like I didn't even read that part.
Yeah, or like, in Demon Slayer too, I forget the studio that does it, but their fight sequences are insane.
Well, yeah, their style of like animation is incredible.
And every time it comes out, everyone's just like blown away with their animation style for their fight sequences. So we all know you're Demon Slayer. Yeah.
It's Gayu.
Yeah, obviously.
But close second is Tengen. I love Tengen too.
Oh, true. I mean, Tengen. Okay, sometimes some emo characters always like kind of annoy me to a point though, because I'm like, bro, like
Yeah, you could smile once in a while.
you can love again. Like I know Yu's whole thing was like, I can't like move on because my brother, adopted brother, or whatever, died. I'm like, okay, get over it, bro. But JJK biases.
I mean, everyone starts out with Gojo. Like, we
Yeah.
just have to admit that. Like,
I'll even admit that I have a body pillow of Gojo, but now I'm like, I wish I didn't have a body pillow of Gojo.
yeah, like, he definitely started out as mine too, but then I was like, there's better characters. I mean, he's still an amazing character. Yeah, he's just like, he gets a little annoying sometimes. And I personally, I don't like it when, I don't like it when something gets too popular.
Yeah.
Like, it's maybe a little hipster in me or whatever, but when people were really like dying over Gojo like way too hard, I was like, okay, like he's not that great.
It's really not. And like even the author,
Yeah, the author was like, I'm done with this guy.
I'm done with this guy. Now, I did think that I kind of appreciated, like again, we're talking manga, so this could, I'm not gonna say everything specifically, but I appreciate how his art turned out. Let's put it that way. That was kind of cool. But biases?
I love
Ghetto?
Ghetto.
Ah! We do share anime bias. I love a villain in anime mostly, but I also genuinely like his like perspective too. Like it kind of like as a villain character, I kind of understand.
Yeah, I like when I say Ghetto, I mean like early like movie and like pre like that like pre series when they're like in school still.
When they're
That's
in love.
my Ghetto. Yeah. That's my Ghetto. Kenjaku, whatever. Kenjaku sucks.
He's just a brain.
He's just walking around in a hot body.
Yeah.
For like post Itadori when he comes, that's like not Ghetto anymore. Post that time, it's Chosu.
Now Sukuna?
Nah,
no. Not especially not like the super like triple I. Oh, Megumi, of course. Who the hell am I? Megumi is my bias. What are we talking about? I forgot about him briefly. That is a spoiler though. So I'm just about to say a spoiler, FYI. When he takes over Megumi's body, I was like, damn. Sukuna's
that
hot.
part was like when we were reading, I think I might have read the chapter before you, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. You're like,
oh, like SOS.
That's also been the interesting part of us like watching these live animes is we'll read the manga too. As soon as the episode comes out, we're like, oh my god, you gotta read it now. But yeah, Megumi actually do.
I really like Choso though. I think he's like one of my favorites. Also.
Oh my god, that's right. The blood
guy.
The blood guy.
The brother.
Blood brother.
And in case anyone wants to know, my Naruto bias is Kakashi.
Of course.
Closely followed by Itachi and then Sasuke. Just in case anyone wants to know.
The brothers and then the teacher, right? Yeah.
Teacher and the emos.
Well, I mean, I figured this we would be talking a lot of just about certain ones, but we could briefly dip into like, there's a whole like BL aspect of anime, or GL, but we're more into the BL, but there are animes out there that are like specifically BL, like Given we both watch, which is great, beautiful, love it. Or what was the other one? The Hirano
Sasaki to Miyano.
Yeah, that one.
I love that one.
That one too. That one's again very clearly. But then there's the sneaky ones that don't say they're BLs, but they're like BLs. So those ones are like kind of more wild.
Wait, in case no one knows what BL is.
Boy love. It's boy love. It's
just a gay anime. Like I don't know why they say boy love.
I know.
It's like, that's what makes it sound so much worse.
I know. GL girl love. I don't know why they classify it as that either, but there are some ones that are just more BL coded.
Yeah, it's like, are you guys in love? Are you not in love? We're not too sure.
One of those big ones is Yuri on Ice. It's technically not a BL, but you're like,
they get engaged.
It's true. They're just like, we just have like 2 rings. You're like, okay. But I saw you wrote a note here. There's supposed to be a movie. It got canceled. Like, I can't even process that.
Yeah, for a while they were supposed to make, I think it was called Adolescence. what I think the movie was called. And it was supposed to be like a prequel just about Victor, but last April it was like officially canceled.
Girl, I wanted the rest of that story.
The only thing you have is Yuri. Period.
It was great though. That was a great. That's okay. So it's a sports anime basically. There's also a whole subsect of sports animes, which we both also really love.
Which I'm weirdly like obsessed with sports
with them.
animes. I love sports animes.
I love them. We have so many on our list that we watch. We watch Free, which is a swimming one. Haiku, which is a volleyball one, which is great as well. Blue Lock.
Soccer. There's a couple basketball ones that I've like watched a few episodes of.
I love it.
There was a gymnastics one that I watched that was really good. Skate is kind of a sports anime,
but also goes to our point that it's heavily BL coded on multiple angles too, not just the main not just the main guys, but there's like
Cherry and
because it was like Joe. Okay, like literally one of the ending scenes of Skate is the one character Lenga like
he like jumps into his arms.
Literally, like he finishes the skate race and it cuts to him coming across the line and his face blossoms into a smile when he sees the other guy, Reiki. Right?
Yeah, Reiki and
Lenga. Anyway, he flies across and jumps into his arms, and they're both like, "Oh my god!" And he like is like on top of him, like.
And he says, "I want to skate with you for infinity." Girl.
We're gonna be best friends forever. Yeah, okay.
And their little thing is an infinity symbol. Their like little hand fist bump thing they do makes an infinity symbol. Oh my
gosh. Yeah, so let's be real. And yeah, there's a whole sequence where Reiki, anyway, he's trying to get back to Lenga because they have like a fight in their friendship. And it's during this race that he's like, see that Lenga's not doing his best because Lenga's all freaking upset that Reiki doesn't.
Yeah.
Whatever. And he screams his name at the top of his lungs. And I was like, that was the most passionate scream I've ever heard of someone's name. And I was like,
yeah.
And then he like wakes up. He's like, oh my god, he's here. He loves me. And wins the race. Okay, but anyway, that's Skate.
The free one I also found to be very homoerotic.
True.
To put it lightly.
There's just a lot in a lot of these animes where you're like, okay.
The other like super gay one that we were into was I've never known how to say it, but Saibuki Bisco.
Dear girl.
But I think that is a gay one.
A BL.
They just haven't kissed yet.
Yeah.
Because I haven't finished all. I have 3 of them. I haven't finished the 3rd one yet. But like, there's so much like obvious things in the light novels that are for the show. Like, I'm like, this is gay. This is definitely a gay one.
Yeah.
Like, no question.
I know, in the show itself. Okay,
his love brings him back to life.
Literally. This was one of the ones too at the very beginning you had me watch because
I saw this one totally randomly. No one even like ever, because I got into like a really like a thing where I just wanted to watch like 12 episode animes. And I watched like random ones. I watched like $1 Million Detective, like just like most random things that were like only 12 episodes long because I was like, I want characters, I want will they won't they, I want action, and then I'm out. I don't want to spend hundreds of episodes watching Naruto do the same thing over and over again. And I saw, for some reason, saw it on there and like watched people are sleeping on it. It's honestly so good. The story of it is incredible.
You told me about this, and then I was obsessed with it, and then I couldn't find any fan content pretty much anywhere. I was so shocked. I was like, what do you mean no one knows about this? And then I was like, okay, well, I gotta read the manga, and I found that it was only a light novel, which is fine. So I gave those to you as Christmas last year, I think, whatever. But I was like, holy, like, that's the only way we can get it now is by reading these light novels. So apparently they like you said, they say they're making a season 2, but again, it wasn't that popular, which was insane to me. It's outside of the BL aspect, it's a really cool concept too. Like
the world like that it exists in is like super interesting, and like the plot itself I just thought was like so good. I don't even want to say spoilers because I want people to watch it so bad.
Okay, the only thing I will say Not really a spoiler, but again, to the BL thing, there's literally an episode title called I Love You.
Yeah, because his. Well, I guess I already said a spoiler, but his love brings him back to life.
We can't.
And at one point, he says something like, "I can't live without you."
When he comes back to life, he's literally topless, and then Milo is on it, like laying on his chest. Like, what are we talking about here? No bros.
And he's like, "I never want to be apart from you again." Like, come on, man. But like, the second novel, same fucking bullshit happens in there. I'm like, okay, hello, we all know.
Okay.
Everyone should watch it.
Yeah, it's so.
Get us a second season.
Yes,
we need it.
We need it. And I just like their little crab companion. He's so cute.
Yeah, he's the best.
He is the best. Oh my goodness, though. We've been talking a hot minute about anime. Is there anything else you want to wrap it up with, though?
Chainsaw Man was a pretty big deal at the time. I feel like it's taking too long for a second season that people are going to forget how awesome the first season was.
Oh, this one? Yeah. Chainsaw Man was interesting because, yeah, it's very it's got a unique vibe to it. So we started reading the manga. We're not going to say anything, but holy mother of wow.
Yeah, it pops off. And I'm like, I feel like they're waiting. They're pushing the second season for too long. Yeah. That like the pop is not going to hit as hard.
True. That's a good point.
But then the manga gets weird because like it's like done in like arcs or whatever. So this arc that the anime is on, when it ends, it's like 100% totally different story after. Denji's still in it, but like that's it.
Yeah.
Nobody else is here anymore.
Yeah. So that also took a weird. Again, it's very unique anime and manga that way because I've personally never read or watched them. That snaps to a completely different story. I was like,
yeah.
It actually turned me off for a little bit. I remember we were talking about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely like way behind on that.
Yeah,
manga.
Same.
But I'm sure that it's all gonna come together again at the end, and it's gonna be like amazing. But like right now, I'm just like,
It's tough. Yeah, it's really tough.
I don't think I have a bias from Chainsaw Man. I mean, I know you do.
I do. Aki, I definitely do.
Yeah. I don't think I had one.
Pochita.
Oh my god, I love Pochita.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's not really like, it's a hard anime, like it's like heavy. It's heavy. A lot of the stuff.
Chainsaw Man, yeah.
So, even though Denji is like a kind of more lighthearted character, but he's still like,
I mean, I do love Denji. I love his like vibe, and like his motive has never changed, which I love. And like the fact that his motive is that he just wants to have sex is so funny to me. So I do think he's like a fun, like in a way that like main characters like how we were saying, like Aaron is like kind of an interesting as a main character because he doesn't really fit the mold. I find Denji to be an interesting main character because it's like he has no like good or bad motives. Like he's not trying to save people's lives. He's not trying to kill people. He's literally just like, you said you suck my dick? What do you need?
Yeah, no, I kind of liked that too, and I kind of, to me too, I was going deeper with it in the sense that it kind of makes sense. Like he had such a absolute tragic childhood that he never kind of thought he was going to live anyway. So he's like, I just want to get it in as much as I can because. So I'm like, I don't know, it kind of fits with the story too. But yeah, it is pretty funny where you're like, okay, bro, like you're literally only moral is.
I just appreciate that it's never changed.
Yeah.
Like there's never been an arc so far where he's like, oh no, I have to do this because it's the right thing to do. He's just like, no, I'm gonna do it because someone might kiss me after.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, it is what it is. I can't think if there's any other like one-off biases from anime or like.
Yeah, I mean some animes like we just talked about with like Chainsaw Man. It's like some of them aren't like really designed for like biases either. Like Blue Lock, I'm like, ugh, they're all kind of psychos on that.
Yeah. I was like 50-50 on that. I still haven't finished the first season, and then seeing some of the animation from the second season, I was like, hey,
that is the most disappointing thing I've ever seen in anime so far. So I watched the first season, loved it. I thought it was great. So the second season came out, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna watch this as it comes out. Wow, the animation drop was actually shocking. Like, I was truly surprised of how different it looks and feels to the first season. Now, I did finish it all. It was fine. Yeah, like, again, you just binge it all, you just kind of get it over with, because the story is kind of cool still, and I like a sports anime, right? You're just like, how's this gonna end, right? But that was truly shocking, the difference of animation styles.
Yeah, the pictures, like the clips I was seeing, I was like, ooh.
I almost couldn't recognize the main character from the first to the second season. I was like, oh, that's the same guy. Anyway.
I mean, right now we're actively reading a manga together now. We're reading Windbreaker.
So good.
Which was another 12-episode anime that I just happened to watch and was like, this was really good.
Oh, yeah, you got into it first. You were just like, you gotta watch this.
Yeah, I just went on like a run. I was like, I watch all these. I'm watching every recommended 12-episode anime. And it was really good. And then, found out that the manga's still ongoing. So we're both reading that. And the second season just started. But I'll wait until it's all aired before I watch it.
Yeah, I think I watched the first 2 episodes, but I prefer that with anime anyway, just waiting for the season because it's so easy to binge too. You're like, I can't wait a week to watch another episode. Windbreaker. I was so surprised by that too. You just sent that to me and you're like, there's no discussion, you're watching them. Okay. And I think
also like the characters are really good, so I know that like you're gonna be like loving them. And what's the voice actor for...
so that's the other thing we were seeing a lot of buzz on our Instagram reels of the guy who does the voice acting for Gojo is the guy who does the voice acting for one of the main characters in it, Ume. And he kind of looks similar-ish in design to Gojo. So everyone online was freaking out. Oh my god, the guy who does Gojo does Ume.
New Gojo.
And we're like, okay, calm down again, because we're this like over-obsession with Gojo.
I will say with my full chest that Umi-chan is better than Gojo.
100%. What are we even talking about? That's not even a discussion. He's such a good character, especially reading the whole manga too. It's like, ugh. Sakura is the same voice actor as Kyo from Fruits Basket, the remake.
Oh, yeah. He acts like Kyo also.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, yeah. There's a lot of big voice actors in that show, too. I think one of our other favorite characters, Suo, as well.
Suo is my favorite character.
Yeah, he's obviously your bias.
Obviously. I think, actually, that is why I watched it, because I saw a clip of Suo fighting. And everyone was like, whoa, this guy's crazy. And this guy's so hot. And I was like, I mean, he's looking like a tasty snack.
That's right. Okay, that's where I thought...
so then I watched it and I was like, yes, I am obsessed with Suo, but also I'm obsessed with all these characters.
Yeah, right. Okay, because I kind of remembered that because I think you shared that reel with me and I was like, what is this?
I think I shared it before watching it too. And I was like, I don't know who this is, but... I'm obsessed.
And then you watched it and you were like, girl.
Has his eye patch. He's mysterious. Even now,
we still don't know.
Many chapters into the manga, we know nothing about him.
Exactly.
I can't wait for his backstory.
I know. We got a bit of a crumb in one of the chapters of his, like, talking about his teacher briefly. His sensei. And like how he has more of like a Chinese martial arts background or something. But outside of that, nothing. And he his character lies a lot, he's
like deadpan, just like makes things up.
Yeah. That was one of the clips too. We saw he's like, I'm Leonardo DiCaprio or whatever.
Yeah.
Very good characters and again, it's a large cast of characters, but I kind of like a show like that because then you can go down multiple arcs. So
right now I'm really enjoying the Kiryu arc that's happening right now, which is the pink-haired guy. It's like the manga's like exploring his home life and his sister and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And I did like him as a character, when it would slowly sprinkled him in the first season, but he wasn't part of their crew yet. And then through the manga, he becomes one of their besties. And I'm like, oh, he's cool, he's fun, he's kind of a airhead, but not.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a depth to all of these characters. Yeah, at first they'll show you one side, again, classic, but they'll show you one side and then you're like, oh, this dude's got depth. But I believe also the tie-in too that we were like, oh my god, with Suo, the voice actor for Suo is the same voice actor as Yuki in the Fruits Basket remake.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even talk about Black Butler.
There's just too much. We're gonna have to do a part 2.
I know, there's so many. That's true, we could do a part 2, because we didn't really talk about Black Butler, and even though there's a lot of problematic stuff in that, it's an incredible anime.
It's a unique one. I still struggle with it.
I'm obsessed with the Grim Reaper.
I mean,
You can get it. I mean, well, I guess there's a lot of Grim Reapers in it, but you know what I'm talking about.
we know The Undertaker.
The Undertaker. And I can talk about One Piece, but you don't really watch it. But I can talk about it.
I mean, I watched the live action.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I know about Zoro, alright?
Well, you know about Zoro anyway, because I'm obviously gonna send you pictures and clips from it.
Yeah, that's true. You almost pushed me basically into watching One Piece. Only because, not really, but I mean, you would send me so much Zoro. I was like, okay, who the F is this character? I need to just, like, know about it. You're like, well, you can watch the live action. It's probably a good, like, recap. And I was like, fine. So I did enjoy it. I did. There's some campy stuff, but that's kind of the vibe. I kind of was like, oh, okay. It's kind of cool, though. I know. Anyway, it's like, okay, I get it.
I would say the live action One Piece is, like, the best live action that I've seen so far. I watched the Death Note one, and it was bad. Watched Full Metal, bad.
There's a Full Metal live action?
Yeah. Cowboy Bebop. I didn't watch all of it.
You didn't even watch that anime,
but I've
though.
never watched all the anime either.
Yeah.
And there's another one too that I watched. I can't remember. But I tend to watch them because they're also like they're short usually.
Right.
But they're pretty tough. But the One Piece one I thought was pretty good. Like it switches the story like timeline around a little bit, but doesn't really like change the story.
Well, that's why I was like, I can't do this. It's like Naruto. I'm not gonna get into One Piece. Are you kidding me? 1,000 chapters already? And it's like,
I mean, I did it. It only takes like 4 months. It's good.
What?
I always would tell people like, even though I really love Naruto and like it's my first like real one, and it has like a special place in my heart, I would never recommend someone to watch that or read it. Like I just don't think that. Not to say it doesn't hold up, but it's just not something I would never recommend it. I would recommend people One Piece, even though it's even though it's longer than that. I think that the story, it's a good story.
I could see it
the characters, there's a lot of love. It's good.
I could see it being captivating based on like the live action one. I'm like, okay, I kind of get it for sure. So
they are supposedly reanimating it in like a more condensed form sometime soon with a new studio, new animations, but the same plot basically. So I'm like, okay, well maybe people get into that one if it's like slightly shorter and currently airing.
Yeah, that's probably the one I'll watch it. Whenever they do that, okay, fine. I'll start watching. Okay, let us know.
Yeah, we'll have to do a second one.
Yeah, we got to. There's a lot more to talk about. We didn't actually even talk about the one anime that is Korean based. So
true.
So that'll be the next one.
I haven't watched it though. So
maybe you will by then. So tell us what your favorite anime is down below.
First anime, favorite guy.
Favorite alt bias. Who do you think is your alt anime bias?
I would say if I had to pick an absolute alt, it would probably be Kakashi because he was like the first one, and
that makes sense.
Actually, see, I'm already second guessing myself. There's another character in Naruto. His name is Iruka. It might be him.
Oh, you never even mentioned him before.
I know.
Now he's an alt. Ooh, okay, well.
He's like Naruto's father figure and like.
That sensei vibe.
I can't even really describe him. That's why I've never mentioned him because I can't describe it.
Okay.
But it might be him. It's between those two or Levi, to be honest.
Ah, okay. That's probably what I would assume. Mine's Goku.
True.
Yeah. He was my first true love in anime. I was like, oh, I love him. So he's always in my heart. So that's about it.
Yeah. True. A sneaky fourth is probably Zoro.
Oh.
But that's new, because I only started watching One Piece last year, so.
Well, that's how they work sometimes. They sneak in on you.
Yeah, he couldn't take the place of Iruka, though.
Okay, well, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. I bet there's a lot we don't even know. My goodness.
Yeah, there's still so many things on my list to even start watching.
True. My goodness, that is the other side of it. But